This is Every Man 2K, content creator of Everybody Loves Strong Mama Chrissy and SONCERAE. I would like to thank you for sharing your time with me today. Shout out to all my chat room members and listeners who may be listening in your car, in the kitchen cooking, working out, or just listening while you work. Your time is greatly appreciated. Make sure you hit thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and set it to all. Again, I thank you and I hope you enjoy this presentation. This is Every Man 2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, and aka the King of Receipts. Well, you know they say that the eyes are the window to the soul, right? Well, you take a look at SONCERAE's soul and you can tell that her soul must be batshit because she is losing her damn mind. In this premiere, I'm going to present to you some information that she presented to us in her lives, 2 lives on yesterday. And I'm going to run them down in a summary. On one live, she talks about her OnlyFans account and how she's very successful. SONCERAE claims that she is now one of OnlyFans' top 10 accounts. Did you hear what I just said? SONCERAE claims that she is now one of OnlyFans' top 10 accounts. Okay? I'm just going to let you marinate on that for a minute. She also talks about how, in a twisted way, how she defines who was her friend and not her friend during her fake dirt nap attempt. Just an interesting way of defining friends and non-friends. But I'll let you listen to her in that regards. Lastly, in another live she did on Instagram, she talks about how she now hates her family. And she claims that they were picking with her, or has been picking with her since childhood. Now, she points out one incident in which her auntie threw a Timberland boot at her. Not lugs. No, not lugs. A Timberland boot at her because she kept running away from home. And that boot was thrown at her by her auntie that she really hates now. But after the auntie threw the boot, the auntie quoted a Tupac lyric. She said, "Bitch, you're making me lose pay. The social worker's here every day." Listen, man, there's a lot going on in this live that I recorded. I'm gonna let you listen for yourself, and you can point out all the silly things, or maybe some things that I missed. At any rate, I will be in the chat if you have any questions for me, and we can chop it up and talk about what we hear straight from the horse's mouth. And I do mean the horse's mouth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Everyday Man 2K. Let's get it.
All right, so I don't know if it's darker over here. Like, I don't know if y'all can see me over here. Hold on. Yeah, it's dark. I don't know. It's like spooky. It's like, okay, listen. All right, let me start with the jokes. So, so my daughter's father, yeah, so having a baby at 19, with my daughter's father. My daughter, let me tell you something. My daughter's father's a good person, but he has his flaws too. So when people say to me, "Oh, you know, your daughter's father is a good person, but he had a baby by the wrong person," I don't think that's it. I think he and I having a baby together was one of the best things that's ever happened to him and me, because we love Dominique. I mean, our daughter is amazing. My daughter is working full time and got her own business and is about to start doing her little Instagram influencer stuff. My daughter, all right, like she good money. She good with money. She make a lot of money. My daughter's great. I mean, I think me and her dad did a good job. She was talking to us earlier. We got like a little group chat on our iPhone. Got a group chat and we be in there talking and stuff. And you know, it's just a family. And if it wasn't for him teaching me how to be a good woman, a good mother, I would have been no good for no man. If I never would have met my daughter's father, I would have been good for no man, because he just taught me so much. And I'm such an amazing woman now because of that. People always ask me why me and him aren't together. It's because the way that we are, like, I was talking to him the other day, and we planning on, leaving the country next year together. Me, him, and our daughter. We going to leave. Miss Witt, did you see what I asked you the last time? Don't I know you from my other live streams, or are you new? Are you a new subscriber, or have we interacted before? Because for some reason, I recognize your name. Oh, she said yes. Okay, all right, yeah, okay. So, what was that? Nice to see you again. But by the way, nice to see you. So we're leaving the country next year, and I said to him, if you want to bring like whoever you dating or whatever, I think from now on, whenever our daughter's birthday comes around, we should plan a trip out the country. And if you get married, you can bring whoever you with, and I bring whoever I'm with. You know what he said to me? I'm not getting married. I was like, me either, dude. Like, me either, homie. Like, I was like, I don't see that for myself. He was like, I don't see that for myself either. And before I met my son's father, I was not thinking about marriage at all. I was not thinking about marriage. So I definitely don't want it now. I don't want to get married. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't even want to cohabitate. And he the same way. He like, I'm good. Because I think what we experienced, he and I, was the good part about like being married. You know how people talk about how good their marriage is and how your friendship and stuff like that. We have that. So when you have that companion already, you have somebody that you like cool with like that, you really aren't looking for it. Like, you know how a lot of these females on YouTube, they'll sit there and they'll encourage women to go out here and like level up, go out there and do, focus on that hypergamy and get a man that's going to buy them a house, a car, and a crib. I already had that. At 40, I already had the house, the crib, the money, the stuff like that. I had all that without even me getting married. It was just about me choosing the right guy to be with. And even though he and I didn't have a relationship, we still had a good friendship to where he still took care of me because I was the mother of his child. That's the type of a man women need to be choosing to have babies with. Having babies with men who genuinely want to be fathers, number one. And number two, have a genuine respect for women. Me and my daughter's father, we built a friendship before we had a baby together. So that's another thing that y'all got to do. Y'all got to start taking your time with these dudes. And let me tell you something about my son's father. With me going through, like, I feel like I went fast, but it didn't go fast. It just feel like it went fast. Let me explain why it feel like it went fast with my son's father. My son's father and I met in like April, right? No, March. We started talking in March. And we were talking for a while before we even went on a date. And I always tell women, talk first. I tell the fellas, before you spending all this money on a date, make sure this is genuinely a woman that you want to pursue. And in order for you to do that, you got to talk to her. You got to get to know her. You can't just ask her on a date like tomorrow. That's moving way too fast. If you meet a woman today, don't ask her on a date tomorrow. Talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, if you meet a man today, he'd be like, let's go out tomorrow. Say, nah, too soon. Talk to them first. Okay? Now, me and my daughter's father, we talked first. And then we went on a date. And then we were dating. And then, like, after, like, our third or fourth month, we was like, oh, shit. I think we want to be together forever. Now, that's not saying that that's a bad thing. Because there's some people out there, they had sex on the first night. 15 years later, they celebrate an anniversary. Sometimes that happen. Make sure you thumbs up the live stream, y'all. Sometimes that happen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people do that. But that's an exception to a rule. The rule is if you move too fast, you're going to crash and burn. So instead of trying to figure out whether the person that you with is the exception, just be cautious, especially in this modern day dating culture. It's different. It's not how it was before. Many, many years ago, it used to be simple. Boy likes girl, then y'all like each other, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. Now, it's so many distractions inside of relationships where you got exes hitting them up, co-workers and shit, sleeping with each other, sneaking off, and they're not concerned about their partner finding out. That could be because a lot of people have been getting in these relationships and these marriages, staying in them, even though they find out that their partner is cheating. I've seen a lot of women do that. We see all these celebrity wives do that all the time. We've seen Tiny do it. We've seen Waka Flocka wife do it. We've seen, a lot of women just get cheated on and stay. Beyonce's done it. Cardi B did it. So once these people realize they can get away with it, everybody's walking around here doing it, And so now that we're in a modern day, dating scene type of thing, even if you're young, a lot of women that watch me, they're between the ages of 25 and 35. I'm 40. The women that are watching me the most, 60% of the people who are watching my channel are between the ages of 25 and 35. And let me just say this about millennials, first of all. People that's like my daughter age, my daughter 20. People that's in their 20s right now, I have never seen these people be so motivated, go-getters, out here married, falling in love, being genuine. And at the same time, I could turn around and I see Tekashi 6ix9ine with 2 baby mamas up here complaining about how he not taking care of those kids. Or one chick was just talking about, I think it was Summer Walker talking about London. No, it wasn't even Summer. It was Summer Walker talking about London on the track, because she pregnant by him right now. But he got a baby already by a chick. And this chick was complaining how he ain't seen a baby all year. So I'm seeing a 50-50 type of thing, because for every successful relationship I see, or successful marriage I see, I can turn around and I can see another couple that's, going through turmoil on a regular type of, relationship drama. And being a dating person, and I don't like to call myself a dating coach and a relationship expert, because that's not who I am. I'll sit here and I'll talk to you about your lifestyle, love, financial management, things like that, spirituality. Those are the things that I'm interested in. Those are the things I talk to y'all about. I'm not a relationship guru, but I can give you some good ass advice because of the stuff that I've been through. I've been through so much shit. So you can look through my playlist and find something in there that's going to help you with your life. It's so much content on my channel, man. It's over 1,000 videos on my channel. And if you see some videos where it's required for you to sign up for membership, sign up for those. Because I got a whole bunch of videos over there too. So anyway, but do I feel like my son's father made a poor choice when he ended up having a baby with me? Yes. And the reason why I feel like that is because I was 19 at the time. My head was all over the place. I didn't understand what was going on. I had no type of guidance. I was misguided. No one taught me nothing about nothing. I ain't know nothing about nothing. I was just empty-headed. Just graduated from high school. Been to church. All I knew was church. And that I wanted to be a singer. And that's all I knew. I didn't know anything about cooking. I didn't know nothing about finances. I didn't know nothing about, education. None of the stuff that my daughter's father, I'm sorry. Don't get these two niggas confused, because they on 2 different levels. My daughter's father is a grown man, and he been a grown man since back then. He been on some grown man shit since back then. And that's how I can tell he was just raised properly. My mother was talking to me right before I came out, because I came out to Target to come buy my son this little thing right here. I always buy my son stuff. I buy my son stuff all the time, and I end up buying him this little thing right here. I came to Target just to get it because I knew he would like it. And so before I came out to the Target, my mother asked me, she said, "Do you want me to send a picture of Justice to Aunt Julia?" Now, if anybody who can watch, maybe Miss Witt might know who Julia is. Julia is my son's father's aunt. And my son's father's aunt and my son's father's cousin both tried to get me and Priest to be on the same level to be able to, take care of Justice, right? They tried to make peace, and it didn't work because Priest just didn't want it, right? So my mother was like, "Do you want me to send a picture of Justice to Aunt Julia?" Because, I don't post Justice as much as I used to. And I was like, "Well, what was the last thing that you sent Aunt Julia?" Right? And she said, the last thing I sent Aunt Julia was a text message to tell her I gave her my phone number so she could give it to Priest's mom. So if Priest's mom wanted a relationship with Justice, she could call me and have a relationship with Justice. And Priest's mother never called, of course, right? And my mother said this. She was like, she ain't even call. I was like, I know, right? But Priest's mom was mean to my mother when I was pregnant, so it's not a surprise. And I said to my mom, what made you not like Priest's mother? And she was like, well, she was just so rude to me. I said, well, what did she say? What did she say? She said, Priest's mother said, I don't get into my son's business. Mm-hmm. And I said, that lets you know what kind of mother she's been to him. Because don't let some chick call me talk about some, I got a grandson, right? And my son Injustice is not handling his business as a father? Oh, fuck. Fuck no. This is why so many men are walking around here looking for their girlfriend or their wife to be their mama. Because they own mama ain't being their mama. This was his mama's time to be like, you know what? I know you my son. I know you grown, but you still my son. And had she raised him properly to begin with, I don't think abandoning a child would have been feasible to him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that would have been a big no-no for him, right? And so I just be thinking about my son's father versus my daughter's father and how they're polar fucking opposites. Because my son's father is still a boy. He still operates how a boy operates. And a man, let me tell you something about men. Every man that walk up to you, ladies, he gonna be male. Males gonna walk up to you all the time. Penises are going to walk up to you all the time. But there's a difference between a man and a boy. Usually boys are coming into situations only thinking selfishly. They're coming into the situation only focused on what they could possibly gain from the situation. If you are in a live stream, make sure you thumbs up the live stream, please. I really appreciate that. And make sure you share the live stream when it's done. Okay, make sure you put what you think in the comment section. I'm welcome to talk to you. I just don't do trolling and disrespect. Okay, so anyway, men, on the other hand, usually feel comfortable with serving women. And I don't mean serving women in a way that he's a peasant or a damn slave or something. Men take out the trash, hold the door, you know what I mean? Wash the car, you know what I mean? These type of men. Meanwhile, a boy is expecting a woman to do those things. Think about me and Priest's relationship. If you go look on my Heartbreak timeline, you'll see a video up there of me going to check Priest oil in his truck. Me. Not the other way around. Not him going to check my engine light, make sure the oil change in my car. It's the other way around. Think about that. And I remember when things first broke up with us, he was telling everybody that I wasn't working. And so, because I didn't hold up my bargain financially, he didn't want to deal with me anymore. I was pregnant and sick as hell and couldn't work. But instead of him kicking into gear, you see what he did? So, a man versus a boy. A man will go out there and do what they need to do. I was on Clubhouse the other day. Y'all on Clubhouse? Anybody in here on Clubhouse? You can follow me on Clubhouse. I'm on there. If you want to invite, you got to give your phone number because it's only invite only. Clubhouse is invite only. I was on Clubhouse. Now, I'm going to do some videos about Clubhouse soon because Clubhouse is a trip. Clubhouse is a trip. The other day, I was listening to Bow Wow on there and talk about some stuff. Anyway, and I was listening to like Mace. It's a lot of people that be on there. Anyway, when I first got on it, right, it was just celebrities. It wasn't like, now it's starting to get bigger to where it's people on there. like other people. Okay, let me explain what Clubhouse is for anybody that don't know what Clubhouse is. Clubhouse is like this social media app, right? For a moment, you could only get on it if you had an iPhone. You couldn't get on it if you had an Android. But I think they've made it to where you can get on now if you have an Android. And the only
God damn it.
bigger to where it's people on there, like other people. Okay, let me explain what Clubhouse is for anybody that don't know what Clubhouse is. Clubhouse is like this social media app, right? For a moment, you could only get on it if you had an iPhone. You couldn't get on it if you had an Android. But I think they've made it to where you can get on now if you have an Android. And the only way you could get on the app is if someone invites you. Even if you download the app to your phone, it'll take your information and it'll ping everybody that's a contact in your phone. And one of your contacts has to nominate you to get in. That's how it is now. And you don't post, you can post a picture on your profile. You can post a picture. You can post a bio. And you can post some links. But that's it, because everything is audio. So you get on and it's like a Zoom conference, but just...
When nasal congestion closes in, breathe right strips are designed to simply...
all you hear is everybody's voice, and all you see is their profile picture. So it's just an audio. It's like they have moderators, like it's a panel, but all you hear is people talking. You don't see them. You can't post anything. And if you want to say something, if you want people to hear you, you have to raise your hand, and the moderator will turn on the microphone so you can speak. That's Clubhouse. And inside of it, you can use it. It's a good tool, because when I go in, you can see the rooms. It's like different rooms, and each room has a different topic. And of course, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I'm about entrepreneurship, wealth, and stuff like that. So most of the rooms that I'm interested in, they're inside of it talking about business, talking about repairing your credit, talking about getting capital for your businesses, talking about investments, talking about just the everyday things. And it's young people. It's like people in the entertainment industry. It's celebrities. Now, like I said, when I first got on, you had to be a celebrity in order to get in. It's not purple. It's a man playing a guitar. When you put in Clubhouse, it's a man playing a guitar. Just look for a man playing a guitar. And he's not playing a guitar, he's just holding it. It's like kind of black and white. It's like a black and white picture of a guy. He's on the guitar. But it's girls in there, like, they start a room like Mace. You know Mace? Bad Boy. Puff Daddy. He was in there. Mace. And he had female moderators in there, and they was talking about whether or not women should choose to fly out or choose to get a ring. And Mace is in there. You know, Mace used to be a pastor. I don't know if he's a pastor now, but he used to be. He's in there trying to encourage girls to get married. So he in there giving them relationship advice. So all you hear is Mace. He the only man in there, and everything else is women. And he's sitting here encouraging women to be wives. I heard Bow Wow. Bow Wow was in there. He created a room where he was talking to some other people about strippers. He was trying to explain how people dehumanize strippers because they try to make it seem like strippers aren't women. It's just women and then strippers. You know what I mean? Like strippers are bad people or something. And him and everybody in there was basically saying, you know, they couldn't understand why people treat strippers the way that they do when stripping is just entertainment, just like every other. And honestly, when you've been in the entertainment industry, that's how you look at it. When people who are inside of entertainment, artists, I've been in the entertainment industry my whole life. I was an artist first. I was an artist before I was a model. I was a model before I was creating content on YouTube. Being inside of the entertainment industry, we see things very different from people who are inside of our audience. We don't see it the same way. It's two different perspectives. So when we see strippers, or even when you see these rappers who are seeing these strippers and these Instagram models, most of these people come from the same background because they all been in entertainment. Some of them was in the streets. Like I was talking the other day, I was talking about how most of the female rap artists got a rap sheet. Meg Thee Stallion got a mugshot. Everybody, you know, that was a rap artist or you know, inside of entertainment, getting inside of entertainment is the easiest thing to do when you got a criminal record. Because you don't have to have like this polished background in order to be in it. You just got to be talented. You got to have the business sense, because you can't forget that part. And a lot of artists and a lot of people who want to be someone, they forget the business part of it. There is a there is a science to being a YouTube content creator. There's a science to being popular on Instagram. There used to be a point where you could get on Instagram and just get followers. Right? Or with YouTube, like I said before, YouTube, getting subscribers on YouTube used to be like simple. Getting people to watch your content used to be simple because they just wanted to see you. Now, because it's grown so much bigger, it changed with time. So now it's like it's a science to everything. So with the entertainment industry, even though you're seeing girls that's strippers, usually a lot of times they good with money. That's why you can see bitches like Black China win. You can see, Cardi B win. It's because these chicks are good with money. They know how to manage their money well. And just because they're strippers doesn't mean that, they're dumb. It just means that they chose something else. They chose another way. Like people judge me about OnlyFans. Oh, SONCERAE must be broke. No, SONCERAE wants another source of income. Don't get it twisted, because multiple streams of income is what makes you wealthy. But if you try to explain that to a person who don't know no better, or a person who has a different perspective of life, they're not going to understand that. Strippers are locked down on because of how a rapper stereotypes strippers and the culture of stripping. Strippers are locked down on because of how the rappers stereotype strippers. I don't know, because before rappers was talking about strippers, everybody was looking at strippers in a negative way. Not even looking at them as if they're dancers. They do dance, y'all. Like they was dancers at some point. Some of them used to be ballerinas. Some of them used to, do some real fucking creative movement dance and shit like that. But they just couldn't, be a part of that for whatever reasons. And so they decided to be strippers. They might have needed money. Cardi B's biggest thing, what made Cardi B be a stripper, prostitute, everything else she was being, was because she needed money to take care of her family. So she went out there and did it. And I just mean her parents and her sister. Her parents and her little sister. People forget that Cardi B was a blood. Think about that. Like, look at everybody. Everybody see Cardi B now as in the business and entertainment, but think about where she came from. Think about where she came from. Now, I'm not saying that all women should try to be like Cardi B, but what you do have to respect is her business sense. You don't get up that high in power being dumb. You don't. Whether you take off your clothes or not, whether you're sleeping around with a lot of men or not. And that's the point I was trying to make when I said, when people were saying that because my daughter's father made a poor choice in me, and I'm only valuable as a woman because of who I sleep with. No, why does the world think that my husband is the only way I could become valuable? Or if I'm married, that's the only way I could become valuable. I could go out there and get my own money. I could go out there and be my own businesswoman. But there was a time where women couldn't do that. That's why it's like that, because there was a time where women could not go out there and get their own bread, go out there and be doctors and lawyers. We weren't allowed to go out there and get our education. We couldn't vote or nothing. So yeah, we have progressed over time. But as black women are truly winning, man. We out here, we got our own businesses, our own money. We don't need to be in a relationship. A lot of us want to be. And there's a lot of men out there that want women to be traditional, and you can't be traditional. The way that the culture is different. The way the world is now is different. You can't be traditional. It's no way. No way. These men not putting up with that no more. The pink, what is it? The pink show is making strippers look like they're humans. The pink, I don't know what the pink is, but strippers are human. Okay. I remember Independence Day where Will Smith was dating Vivica Fox, and the guy was telling him that NASA wasn't going to accept him as an astronaut because his wife was a stripper. And I was thinking, what the fuck his wife being a stripper got to do with him knowing how to fly? But that's how the world is. Well, was at the time, to where who you was married to had something to do with status. It would give you more status. Now those days are over. A woman can have a status by herself. You don't have to be married to get the status. You understand? It could, now you could put on the front so it can look a certain way. Like a lot of people like to live up to appearances. People love that. I'm not too thrilled about it, but people do that. I like to keep it a buck. But a lot of people live up to appearances. And that might be, I don't know if that's going to continue to work anymore. Like the way social media is, I don't think it's going to work. But what I was saying about Clubhouse, back to Clubhouse. Clubhouse teach you so much, man. If you get on the Clubhouse app, if you can, but it used to be just celebrities. I used to be on there. A celebrity who nominated me. So a comedian, actually, because remember I used to do stand-up. So most of the people that I know that's inside of the entertainment industry come from the music industry and from comedy. So that's how I ended up getting in. Another comedian. And I was thinking about doing comedy skits again, but then I was like, what I want to teach is so serious. I don't know how I'm do comedy at the same time. Because I was telling my daughter was the one that came up with the idea of me telling jokes while teaching a message at the same time. Because I used to just be like, I'm gonna just teach the message, and she was like, just people are not gonna watch it. Like on my channel, if you go look, a lot of the videos that I did that had something to do with positivity, nobody was watching because it didn't have any jokes. It wasn't nothing real, funny or serious. It was too serious. And so my daughter was like, yo, you should do your videos where you tell jokes first, you put your message in, you tell jokes at the end, just try to tell jokes the whole time if you can. And I was like, okay, all right. And so that's what I've been doing, and that actually works. But sometimes I feel like when I'm joking around so much, it's hard for people to take my message serious. And I need people to understand that what I have to say is of value. That's why it's important that people listen. And sometimes I feel like my audience on YouTube don't listen. And here's the thing about YouTube. You got to know who you're talking to. You got to know who your audience is and where you should be trying to get an audience from. Because each social media platform attracts a specific type of person. And it wasn't like that before. Before the internet used to just be the internet. Now, these social media platforms that you stick to, they give you different results. Like, like for example, let's talk about dating sites. You got Plenty of Fish, you got Tinder, you got Bumble, you got Hinge. All of these are 4 different dating apps. Those are 4 very different dating apps, and they give you 4 very different results. If you use all of them, you see. Tag too. I stopped using Tag. I actually like Tag. Man, if you go on Plenty of Fish right now, and this is what's shocking me because I was looking at it like a month ago. Plenty of Fish, it's people on there to do live streams. They live stream. They have a whole live stream community that nobody knows anything about. Nobody knows these people. These people are celebrities in their own right on Plenty of Fish. And they're on there live streaming. And it's like a whole nother world of people. And people, when you're looking at Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and TikTok, think about how TikTok has its own little cult of people. It's the same thing. You got Facebook people, you got Black Twitter, you got TikTok, you got YouTube people. It's different. It's almost like different little worlds. Okay, and if you can figure out a way to be a part of all of those worlds, that's how you end up being popular, and you have to cross promote, and it's a lot of work. Like, it is not easy to be on all of those social media platforms and find a way to cross promote and do some decent marketing so you can get this large fan base. That shit is not a walk in the park. And your content definitely has to be good. You have to have great content, but at the same time, there is a marketing and business aspect to it. Even with me doing OnlyFans, listen, to be popular, I am in the top 7.8% on OnlyFans. Do you know how hard it is to get to 7.8% on OnlyFans? Out of all of the OnlyFans people on there, I'm at the top 7.8. You know how I got there? The marketing associated with my OnlyFans. The marketing associated with my OnlyFans. Not because I'm sexy, not because I'm fine, not because I'm doing porn, because I'm not doing porn. I'm not doing porn, and I'm still in the top 10 because of the marketing associated with my OnlyFans. That's it. Now I have some topless, I do topless, I do nudes, but porn, no. Now I always done like sexy photos. Like I still do my like when I used to model. And here's the thing. I'm older now. I'm 40. I have a 40-year-old's body. I'm not 20. You understand it? I cannot stand when people look at me in my early 20s and try to compare it to me now being 40 years old. That's a whole different body. That's a whole different person. I'm tired as hell. You know what I'm saying? 50 ounces of coffee a day is what keeps me up. All right. That's what got me doing this live stream right now. But a nigga is tired. Trust me. A nigga is 40 and I feel it. So it's like I gotta get to a point where I'm grown woman fine. I'm not early 20s fine. I'm grown ass woman fine. So I only want to deal with grown ass men. So I was like, all right, I gotta market my OnlyFans for older men or gentlemen. That's what made me come up with for gentlemen only. And because I tagged it for gentlemen only, it created a whole nother like marketing package. And this is what made me be top 10 on OnlyFans. Now I gotta work a little harder to get to get in the top 5. I'm working on go get me in the top 5. Go to onlyfans.com/SONCERAE_XO, fellas. I'm doing relationship advice over there. I am selling snaps. Yeah, I sell snaps on there, premium snaps. I do special requests because some dudes be out here like, yo, can I see your feet, mama? And I'll be like, can I have $100 and I'll give you my feet? You know, little stuff like that. People got some little fetishes they like, With me joining your OnlyFans changed my opinion of who you are. Jamal? No. It won't. Because it might. I mean, it just depends on how you look at me now. What I notice is a lot of men that have been around me, a lot of men that have been my friends, they always was attracted to me anyway. They just didn't tell me. A lot of men, right? So it just, what it boils down to is, do you find me attractive now? With us just being platonic friends and we known each other for as long as we know each other, you used to be my manager, you used to run my Roku channel. Did you think I was attractive? Because if you didn't then, you will now when you get over there. That's all I'm saying. When you get over there on OnlyFans, just know you're going to see a whole different version of stuff. Because the relationship advice is up there. I'm still silly. I'm not as silly, but I'm sexier. Like the things I would do for my man if I was just flirting with a guy that I liked are the things that I do over there for the guys over there. That's all it is. If I treat them like we're dating and they like it, for the most part, like they in my inbox. Like I had this one girl who do OnlyFans and I was trying to get her to like train me. Because I kept saying, I don't know how to do OnlyFans. Like, I'm not a porn star. I am not none of that. But one thing I have always been is sexy. Without me trying. I just always been sexy. That's how I ended up taking pictures. I'm just sexy, right? That's how I ended up being a model. I'm just sexy. So, what am I going to do with this sex appeal I got? Am I just going to sit here and reserve it for the one man that's going to fall deeply in love with me? We've seen how that went. So it was like, I'm not going to rely on one man to be my source of income when I can have hundreds of thousands of men supporting me and I can use this sex appeal that I have and put a price tag on it. I have it. It's not going anywhere. I'm sitting here single. I'm not using it every day. So what am I going to do with it? Turn it into a business. So when I signed up for my OnlyFans and people was being all judgmental and shit, I was like, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't care. And that's what I needed to do for myself all of these years. Not give a shit. Because, and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier in my live stream on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at @TheRealSonCERAE, and that's where I do my live streams at. So, and I usually just put those live streams here and live stream on YouTube. So, what I was saying on YouTube earlier was that when I took my 5-month hiatus, right, because some idiot, some troll decided that they wanted to email. So, Every time I talk about this, I get frustrated. That's why I don't like talking about it. I hate talking about this shit. But a troll decided they wanted to send out a mass email to everybody and tell everybody that I had committed suicide because of my son's father and that my daughter found my body. When I seen the email, I was pissed off. All right? I could not take it anymore. And I said, God damn it, I'm so sick of these trolls, these people, these rumors, this YouTube drama. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of arguments. I'm tired of all of it. I don't want to deal with nothing. And I shut my phone off. I took the apps off my phone. I stopped answering the phone. I ain't talking to nobody for a whole solid week. Nobody knew where I was. But what I didn't know was that the troll had sent a mass email. I thought it was just like me and some people on YouTube. So I didn't think it was going to go. I didn't think it was going to spread all over the internet. I had no clue. But what ended up happening after everybody started hearing that I committed suicide, right? What ended up happening with me was I started seeing how everybody was responding to hearing that. And it made me decipher the difference between people that genuinely cared about me and people who have been faking the funk the whole time. Because when people think you gone, when people think you're gone, you gonna see how they act. So I'm living in a surreal environment because I'm looking out and I'm seeing everybody just think I passed away. I'm seeing people say stuff. Oh my God. I'm seeing people lie. I'm seeing people pretend like we was friends. I'm seeing my family talk like they somewhere worried about me. I'm seeing other family members dog the fuck out of me. It was crazy. And when I seen it, I was like, I just screamed on the inside and I just shut off everything. I just couldn't take it. And I left. And during that 5-month hiatus, one thing I realized is while I was sitting there and I was putting what everybody else wanted in front of what I wanted, this is what was stopping me from being successful. I was choosing all of the wrong friends, the wrong relationships, the wrong business partners, putting myself in all of these toxic situations because I myself was toxic. I had like low self-esteem, so I was sitting here choosing people, the weirdest people to be cool with. And my mother used to always say, SONCERAE, why do you always choose like these terrible people to be cool with? It's because my ass wanted to see the good in everything and everybody, all of the time. And I always thought these people were going to be compassionate towards me. They were going to like me. They were going to, be cool with me. Because there was no way that people who would be doing as bad as they were, there would be no way that they could judge me for my flaws. That was me not even realizing that I deserve someone who is funnier than me, more honest than me, more caring than me, more kind than me, because those are the only type of people who are going to appreciate those characteristics about me. And I didn't realize this until I got off the internet and was sitting for 5 months just thinking about my life fucking choices. It's just like, I was like, oh my God, all this time, my ass been sitting here being cool with the wrong people, choosing the wrong friends, getting close to people on YouTube I wasn't supposed to be getting close to, sleeping with men that I wasn't even supposed to be sleeping with because they ass was motherfucking separated and lying, even though they had this weird ass wife with them telling me that they was divorced when they wasn't. My ass was like, okay, like a stupid bird brain. Okay. Not even, listen, I saw my whole self. And anybody, I'm telling anybody, take a break off social media and the phone and don't answer and talk to nobody for about 6 months. Sit back, stack your money, learn something, especially something about yourself. It's easy to learn something about yourself when you take time away from everybody for about 6 months. When you just cut off everything, cut off the TV, cut off social media. A lot of people think they can't do that. They think they're going to lose out. Hell yeah, you're going to lose out. You're going to sacrifice some shit. I had to sacrifice some shit. I lost subscribers. I lost friends. I got people out here making up all types of rumors. And people was making up rumors before, but now they worse. But I feel so much better. Because now when people say some shit to me on the internet, I be like, oh, okay. I'm not so concerned anymore. Before I used to be like, okay, maybe maybe I should factor in what this person is saying, and that person is trying to critique me, and maybe I should be like this person or that person, and then I get more views. But then again, I don't really want to get more views because I'm somebody else. I want to get more views because I'm unique. What the one thing that you need to worry about is who you are uniquely is what's valuable. That's what's going to bring people to you, not who you sleeping with, how much money you got. No, what's going to draw people to you is you. If you're sitting here, you're trying to be somebody else, it's not going to work. You may be able to apply somebody else's business sense, somebody else's tips, somebody else's stuff like that. But what's going to get people to watch you is you keeping it a buck. And I started remembering all of these people that was telling me how much they loved me, how much they loved my comments, how much they loved my videos, how much I was helping their life. And these were the things that I had forgotten when I was being stalked and harassed, and I met my son's father, and I got pregnant. I lost who I was in that. I didn't even realize how talented I was in that little bit of time. And I figured out that I had allowed other people to make choices for me about how I felt about myself. And that's when I snapped the fuck out of it, and I've been fine ever since. Never again. Never again. Thank you, Mark. Who I am, who I am? Who was that? Was that a bad person? At the end of the day, they're not paying my bills. That's so true. At the end of the day, they wasn't paying my bills, but technically they kind of were. Because when people watch my content, that makes me more money. When people share my stuff, when y'all like my stuff, that makes me more money. Like my stuff. Share my stuff. I got some valuable shit to give to y'all, and y'all gonna see. Because I finally am at a place where I'm so focused and determined that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And I wasn't doing that before. And it took the universe putting me in a position to where I had no choice. Because that was the only way I was going to get it completed. Because there was so many things that I wanted to do. I wasn't doing it because of all these other distractions. And the universe was like, you keep asking me to give you something. You keep asking for a manifestation, but you aren't doing what I need you to do. So now I'm going to force you to do shit. Like I kept saying, oh, I want to move to California. Do you know I said I wanted to move to California for like 2 or 3 years before I actually got up and moved here? Yeah, but I was forced to move here. I kind of had no choice. I was in a hotel, pregnant, with no job and no money. And my dumbass baby daddy done left me in there because he want to go collect pussy. I was sitting there like, what is this? I was like, the universe got jokes for real. Universe got jokes for real. And you know what else is funny? I always wanted a son. Always wanted a son. I knew I wanted a second baby. I knew I always wanted to be a mother. When I was a teenager, I knew I wanted to be a mother. I always said, I'm going to have kids, but I ain't never getting married. I always said that. Like in middle school, I'm going to have kids, but I ain't never getting married. High school, I'm going to have kids, but I never get married. So you know, I've been engaged 8 times, still ain't got legally married. I got spiritually married, and that was enough for me. Being spiritually married to my son's father for the little bit of time I was is enough marriage for me. I'm going to have to pass on the rest of it. I'm going to have to pass. At the end of the day, you, Jamal, are you talking to me? You saying you didn't call me? You called me. Jamal called me. Jamal hit me up on Facebook to make sure I was alive. That's how I knew who my friends were and who my friends weren't. Because the people who were like messy, they didn't even reach out to me. They was just talking shit about me on the internet. They didn't reach out to even see. And then people who were reaching out and I wasn't answering, they was reaching out over and over. This is how I knew who loved me. They was reaching to me over and over. Mark hit me. Oh my God. Mark was hitting me up over and over. My friend Cam, he was hitting me up over and over again. My friend Beverly, my friend Marie, over and over and over again. They was like, I do not believe this. I do not believe it. My real friends were heartbroken, Jamal. You were heartbroken because you know me. But I had other people out here that I ain't never met. Talk about something, they was heartbroken. I was like, well, did you think to reach out to me and say anything? They're like, no. I was like, well, how did you know I actually passed away? Did you see an obituary? Did you go to my funeral? No. So why did you believe it? Like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm not gonna be judgmental of other people because it's still my fault that it spread that far because I ain't say nothing. So I still gotta take accountability for not saying nothing. But what was I supposed to say? I didn't know what. I was just like, I'm so tired of this because this same rumor and rumors that are as stupid have been spread since 2016. Since 2016. And the only thing I can recall that changed in 2016 was I did a collaboration with Minister Jap. And then from then on, Minister Jap stalked the fuck out of me and everything about my life started switching. That's when it became a problem. Thank you, Mark, for dealing with the trolls. Let me tell you something about trolling. I love talking to people. I love engaging with people. I like when people come in here and they got some intellectual to say. I love it when people are, even if they disagree with me, even if they got questions, if you listen to me, I will listen to you. And a lot of times people come in and they're trolling. They don't come in to listen to me. They come in to provoke me, to try to control me, to get a specific behavior out of me. Or they come in and they preach as if what they're saying about me is true when it isn't. And if I say, oh no, that's false, here's the truth about the situation. Oh, SONCERAE, you're lying. If you're in my life, you would be in a position to say, oh, SONCERAE, that you're lying. You're lying. But if you've never been in my life and you're just trolling on the internet, you don't know. And this is what I need people to understand. Somebody came into my Instagram the other day and they said, the other day. What did he say, Mark? He said, he said, I thought you killed yourself. Too bad. Because it would have matched your Aunt Jemima whoring. This is what this person said. Now, mind you, this ain't even the worst comment I got. I get people telling me they wish I was dead all the time, right? I get that because people stupid like that, right? My thing is, when you trolling and you say something like that, did it ever occur to you that there must be something going on with you that would make you feel like it's time for you to waste that kind of energy? Like, the only people that know me are my family and my real friends. Like, Jamal is in here. Like, Mark is in here. These are all my friends. So when I hear people say, oh, she faked her suicide, she faked death because she wanted attention, I'm like, yo, the people in my life that know me know damn well I wouldn't do no shit like that. They know that shit. Fuck no. I would not have listen, and here's the thing, what most of y'all don't know either. I would not have my family and friends sitting here worried about me. My family and friends knew exactly where I was. If you didn't know where I was, you are not a real friend and you're not my family. Because what I needed right then wasn't the public. I didn't need my supporters at that moment. I needed my family and my friends to nurture me. I needed my village to come together and piece me back together. I didn't need the public in that. And as much as y'all love me, and as much as y'all like my content, and as much as y'all support me and thumbs up everything, and as much as I love y'all for that shit, there is still a separation here. It's still you're still people I don't know. You're still people that I've never met. But sometimes a lot of people get invested into my life and think it's theirs and think it becomes theirs. And I've had a lot of girls, and I think this is so funny. A lot of girls be like, oh my God, you my sister in my mind. I think that's so funny because I felt that way. Like, when I look at Yanni, I always talk about Yanni. Real talk with Yanni. I always talk about real talk with Yanni. Every time I look at Yanni, I be like, yo, me and this motherfucker would be the bestest fucking friends because we think alike. So I get what you're saying, because when I look at my favorite content creator, or I look at somebody that, I'm interested in and I like their content, yeah, I'm like, I can relate with them so much. But it'll never be a time Well, I'll take it as far as stalk them or create content about them every day or try to figure out who they used to date and kick it with and interview them and do that crazy shit. Who does that? Someone who isn't mentally stable. Someone who is trolling. A lot of these trolls are mentally unstable. And then they go tell the world that you the crazy one. It's so weird to me. I just can't. Anyway. Y'all have never been good to me. Ever. Never liked me. Never treated me good. Never showed me that you cared at all. And if you felt like you did, my bad, because you didn't. And it's probably because you was taught that what you was doing was enough, but it wasn't. And I would know that if it wasn't for my daughter's father who saved my motherfucking life. He saved my life. He got me out of it. And if he didn't tell me or show me better, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have ever known. So I'm telling my cousins, you bitches ain't never gave a fuck. And that's okay. That's fine. But just don't give a fuck on your side of the world. Stop coming over here trying to hate on me and what I'm doing. Every time you open your mouth, you say something negative about me. Why? For what? That shit my family did earlier this year, talking about me, the way that they did was so fucked up. So fucked up. But they don't think that. That's how toxic they are. They don't even realize how fucked up it was. I finally burnt the bridge with them bitches. I hope I burnt that fucking shit down. You heard me? I better not ever have to see them. We had a family reunion in over 20 years. Our family is not solid like my family keep trying to say that we are. That's not how we are. And if you know your family not like that, don't pretend that y'all are. Because that's toxic in itself. Get away from them. Get away from them. I'm sitting up here speaking positivity into my cousin Jared because he feels so hurt, so alone, so sad and shit all the time. And I'm sitting here like, Jared, just don't worry about it. And in comes toxicity, saying some shit to me to get me to not to be as positive as I need to be for my cousin. I'm telling you, y'all, you have the slightest idea. If you grow up in a toxic home, right? And you go out in the world and you try to be a better person, it's harder than it is when you grew up with people who genuinely loved you and supported you and cared for you. It's harder. It's harder for you to build friendships. It's harder for you to date. It's harder for you to have business relationships because of all of the habits that you grew up with. Now, if it wasn't for my natural character that I actually got from my mother, because my mother and my Aunt Sterling are the two kindest women I have ever met in my family. Just sweethearts, right? My mother and my Aunt Sterling, they can be bitches. Don't get it twisted. But for the most part, they got good hearts, man. The only two women. I know how manipulative my Aunt Tracy is. My daughter, she didn't want to go to prom. She didn't want to go to prom. She kept saying to me, her dad, I don't want to go to prom. I don't want to go to prom. I don't want to go to prom. So my Aunt Tracy decided that she wants to give my daughter money to get her hair done and get her a prom dress. I guess she assumed that that's the reason why my daughter didn't want to go to prom. I guess she felt like because I was in California and her father was, struggling with what he was struggling with, that we just couldn't afford to take, my daughter to prom. You know what I mean? And that's how my Aunt Tracy is. She'll try to manipulate you, like one up you and shit, to make it seem like like you're fucked or something. I remember one time I remember the first time I bought a condo, right? And it was in Norcross, Georgia. It was my first condo. When I lost my condo, my Aunt Tracy posted it on Facebook and laughed at me because my mother came to live with me and I couldn't afford my mother living with me and I didn't want my mother living with me. And so when I lost my condo, my aunt got onto the internet and laughed at me. But this is the same bitch who's telling my cousin Jared, don't air family dirty laundry. Don't expose family. But the bitch has done it herself. I had to block my family from my Facebook years ago because of the shit that they would post underneath my comment, like stuff I would post. They would come in my comment section and say fucked up shit. I had to block them off of my Facebook page. Again, I don't care if people don't like me, right? Because I hear people that don't know me sit down and they talk about me, they gossip about me. People come in my comment section trolling and shit, talking about my skin color. Some dude came in there and called me Aunt Jemima the other day, said I did Aunt Jemima whoring and all this extra shit, right? Just was ugly. People always talking about my race, my gender, my sexuality, everything. Everything. Trying to piece me apart all the time, right? And none of it hurts me as bad as what I've seen my family do or people that I love do. But what I don't understand when people do this is you don't realize the toxic shit in your own behavior that's making you reach out to someone you claim you don't like and say something terrible to or about them. When I don't like you, I don't fuck with you. I don't talk to you. That's why I haven't seen my family, because I don't like them. So I stay away from them. I don't call them. I don't bother them. I don't ask them for nothing. 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 For a reason. It's because I don't want to be that level of toxic for my daughter or my son or anybody on the internet. Nothing. So I work really hard on being a good person. And every time somebody tries to get on the internet and try to make it seem like I'm not that, it makes me mad. It hurts me so bad because I work so hard to be good. Because I want people to learn from me. Do you know how many times I ran away from home and these motherfuckers didn't even come and look for me? They didn't even try to find me. They didn't care what the fuck I was doing. One time my Aunt Tracy, my daughter's father, and I went out. And this is the first time somebody ever took care of me. My daughter's father, he took care of me. One night, I ran away from home.
What is this place?
We developed soldiers like yourself. Improved.
I was a teenager. My daughter's father, he let me stay in his house. And when we came back home, my Aunt Tracy threw a fucking boot, a Timberland boot at me. And y'all wondering why the fuck I want to fucking burn this bitch house down? I hate her. I hate the way that she was disrespectful to my mother in front of me. How abusive she was. I hate her. And I will hate her for the rest of my life. And she's the one bitch I try not to be. And it is so hard. It is so hard to not be the shit you were taught to be. Like I said, my life is a lesson for any woman, any person. My life, when I tell it to you and I show you how much better I've gotten, how I improve, and so you can understand that you can be better. You can do better. And you can get away from all of the stuff that has ever hurt you. And you can push forward. And no matter how hard it is or how bad it looks, you can get out of it and do better. Every time. And if you had a family, you came from his family that is just terrible to you, you can still be a good person. Ignore it and you keep going. You hear me? You keep going. No matter how hard it gets, you can get out of it. Everything is temporary. No matter how many people are trying to hold you back from some shit that you want to be, the only person that's in your way is you. So any type of insecurities you got, you can get confidence. You can fix that. Anything about yourself, you can fix it. Everything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're broke, you can go get some money. If you're ugly, you can go get pretty. If you're fat, you can go get skinny. If you're mean, you can go somewhere and be nice. If you got a mental illness, you can go talk to a psychiatrist. And here's the funny part.
I would like everybody to roll initiative. You guys ready to save Christmas?
This is Everyday Man 2K, aka that Jolly Rancher, aka Pretty Ricky, what they call me, and aka the King of Receipts. Well, you know they say that the eyes are the window to the soul, right? Well, you take a look at a SONCERAE soul and you can tell that her soul must be batshit because she is losing her damn mind. In this premiere, I'm going to present to you some information that she presented to us in her lives, 2 lives on yesterday. And I'm going to run them down in a summary. On one live, she talks about her OnlyFans account and how she's very successful. SONCERAE claims that she is now one of OnlyFans' top 10 accounts. Did you hear what I just said? SONCERAE claims that she is now one of OnlyFans' top 10 accounts. Okay? I'm just going to let you marinate on that for a minute. She also talks about how, in a twisted way, how she defines who was her friend and not her friend during her fake dirt nap attempt. Just an interesting way of defining friends and non-friends. But I'll let you listen to her in that regards. Lastly, in another live she did on Instagram, she talks about how she now hates her family. And she claims that they were picking with her, or has been picking with her since childhood. Now, she points out one incident in which her auntie threw a Timberland boot at her. Not lugs. No, not lugs. A Timberland boot at her because she kept running away from home. And that boot was thrown at her by her auntie that she really hates now. But after the auntie threw the boot, the auntie quoted a Tupac lyric. She said, "Bitch, you're making me lose pay. The social worker's here every day." Listen, man, there's a lot going on in this live that I recorded. I'm gonna let you listen for yourself, and you can point out all the silly things, or maybe some things that I missed. At any rate, I will be in the chat if you have any questions for me, and we can chop it up and talk about what we hear straight from the horse's mouth. And I do mean the horse's mouth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Everyday Man 2K. Let's get it. This is Everyday Man 2K. This is Freaknik 1994 at Piedmont Park, Atlanta. My toes are pedicured in Timberland sandals. I am poloed down with polo Bermuda shorts, polo t-shirt, polo cap, and a hoop earring in my left ear. Now, even though I'm poloed down, I'm wearing heel figure cologne. Because for whatever reason, that heel figure cologne emanating off my chest and off my shoulders is that candy. It's that lick. Now, I just met the girl to the left of me. She is a senior at Spelman, and she want to know, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I tell her 30. She say, I'll give you 50. Ladies and gentlemen, I am anxious to give you the rest of this story and more about Freaknik and dating in Atlanta in my series, Storytime with Ebony Man 2K. But as I mentioned in previous videos, as I step up my game, I ask that you step up yours. My donations right now are not bad. The same people are donating modestly, and I appreciate their support morally, spiritually, and financially. But now it's time for you to step up and join the fold. Whenever you get to a comfortable spot with me and your finances, I ask that you consider donating to support me in my efforts with this channel. I have already created an entertaining collection of videos on SONCERAE, Strong Mama Chrissy, the Mamiana Gang, the Viper Pit, and Good Vibes Only music sessions. You can go to my playlist right now to see I ain't lying. And if I add story times with 2K, it will require additional production costs with the sorting and management of hundreds of media files. And let's be clear now, my stories are valuable. I have landed deals after sharing my stories with clients. I have been the talk of dinner parties with my stories. And I have kikied my way with some high caliber women with my story times. If I start these story times, you will not get enough of Ebony Man 2K. Now, I will leave you with my Cash App and PayPal handles later on in this video. The links to my PayPal and Cash App are in the description box below and at the top of the comment section. You can also super chat me if you choose to do so. And soon, I will be offering a membership option through Google Pay. This is Ebony Man 2K. We're about to go into our chat and music session. But first, if you would like to donate via Cash App, the Cash App ID is $EBMN2K. That's $EBMN2K. If you'd like to make a donation via PayPal, send it to paypal.me/EBMNTWOK. That's paypal.me/EBMNTWOK. And if you'd like to send it via Venmo, send it to @EBMN2K. That's @EBMN2K. Thanks.